These are all 79 crews in One Piece, and today I'll be explaining and ranking each one. This includes everything from currently active crews, former crews, mercenary groups, and even some mysterious crews we know very little about. And let's start with one of the strongest crews in the entire show, the Blackbeard Pirates. The Blackbeard Pirates are a cunning bunch of individuals who have the will and desire to take over the world. Their captain, Marshall D. Teach, was a former member of the Whitebeard's pirate crew before he killed his superior and defected in order to get his hands on the Yami Yami Nomi. Whilst operating under the radar, Blackbeard managed to assemble a pretty dangerous crew, powerful enough to eventually earn a spot as one of the 7 warlords of the sea. After Luffy broke into Impel Down, Blackbeard used the opportunity to free some of the world's worst prisoners and recruit them to his crew. This made his crew way stronger than before, and in the upcoming war, they managed to kill Whitebeard and steal his devil fruit. Armed with 2 of the most powerful devil fruits, Blackbeard took over the pirate island Hachinosu and made it his main base of operations. Throughout the time skip, he and his crew killed numerous strong individuals in order to steal their devil fruit powers as well, which eventually earned them the Emperor title. In terms of hierarchy, Marshall D. Teach acts as the admiral of his crew, and underneath him are the 10 Titanic captains, which includes the likes of Van Augur, Shiryu of the Rain, Lafitte, and former Marine Admiral Kuzan. Each of these captains has their own ship, whereas the flagship of the crew is called the Saber of Zabak. Although we don't know this crew's true power, they are definitely among the strongest in the series. 6th place, the Brownbeard Pirates. Seen for a brief moment during the events of Punk Hazard, the Brownbeard Pirates were a decently strong crew as they were able to thrive in the New World and even managed to take over one of Whitebeard's territories, Food Valton, before Hawkins essentially crippled all of them. Thanks to Law, the Brownbeard crew became animalistic mutants and started working for Caesar Clown on Punk Hazard. Their ship was called the Charles Martel, and they were led by their captain, Chadros Higaleyes, aka Brownbeard. 46th place. There are still 77 crews left to cover, and let's continue with Kid Pirates. Led by Captain Eustace Kidd, the Kid Pirates are a group of former gangsters who banded together in order to finally make a name for themselves. Together with his vice captain, Killer, Kidd and his crew have wreaked havoc all over the Grand Line. They were ruthless when it came to getting what they wanted, hence they didn't hesitate to hurt civilians for their goals, which ultimately earned Kidd a bounty of 315 million berries pre-time skip. They are a strong crew with around 30 members, and their flagship is called the Victoria Punk. Although Killer and Kidd are the 2 strongest members of the crew by far, the others aren't that weak, with the majority of members being able to resist passing out from Rayleigh's immense haki. After Kidd's alliance with Luffy and Law, he and his crew played a crucial part in taking down Big Mom, one of the 4 emperors. They were one of the crews that were closest to attaining the One Piece, but sadly, they decided to challenge Shanks when they arrived on Elbaf, which didn't really go that well for them. It's a pretty impressive crew nonetheless. 13th place, the Buggy Pirates. Despite being one of the former Pirate King's apprentices, Buggy the Clown wasn't as capable as Shanks when it came to being a pirate. So instead of pursuing the One Piece, Buggy stayed in the East Blue and formed a crew there in order to terrorize smaller islands. Some of the notable members were Moji, Richie, and Kabaji. Anyway, although Buggy Pirates were considered dangerous at the start of the show, they were defeated relatively easy by Luffy and Zoro. It's a typical East Blue fodder crew, 73rd place. However, that's not where Buggy's story ends. Buggy's Delivery. After Buggy became a warlord of the sea during this time skip, he founded Buggy's Delivery, or Pirate Dispatch Organization, which pretty much acted as a mercenary group for hire. The exact organizational structure and hierarchy of this crew are unknown, but Buggy had full authority over it. The organization labeled all mercenaries by class, with Hadrudin and 4 other giants being S-class, the strongest rank in the organization. Their base of operation was Karibari. After Buggy's status as a warlord had been revoked and Crocodile demanded that he repay his debt, Buggy had no choice but to offer himself and his company's services at Crocodile's full disposal, free of charge. 18th place, Cross Guild. The Cross Guild is a powerful organization headlined by 3 former members of the 7 warlords of the sea, Buggy, Crocodile, and Dracul Mihawk. However, in reality, Buggy is only a figurehead, with Crocodile and Mihawk being the real leaders. The number of people in this crew is currently unknown, but it's presumably a pretty large crew, and they serve mostly as a military organization with no real intention of finding the One Piece. Cross Guild also issues out bounties for Marines and encourages marine hunting. Besides the 3 warlords, the other known members of the crew are Alvida, Moji, Kabaji, Mr. 3, and multiple escaped convicts from Impel Down. They are a formidable and dangerous group that is quite influential with the underworld organizations and receives funding from them. Their flagship is called the Big Top Blaster. Man, Buggy made it so far since the start of the series. 9th place, the Bellamy Pirates. The Bellamy Pirates were a group of thugs ruling over Mocktown in Jaya. This crew had two main fighters, Captain Bellamy and his first mate, Sarkis. The group's philosophy was strength dictates all, and that strong people had the right to do whatever they wanted to the weak. After their humiliating defeat to Straw Hat, Luffy, and Blackbeard, the crew faced a ton of backlash from Doflamingo, who they served under as a subordinate crew. During the time skip, they traveled to the New World, and most of the Bellamy Pirates crew members lost their lives, whilst others assimilated into the Don Quixote Pirates. 43rd place. The Roshio Pirates. During the Jaya arc, a certain crew was basically picked apart by the Bellamy Pirates, and their fate was left unknown after that. That crew was called the Roshio Pirates, led by their captain, Roshio. Not much is known about them beyond the fact that they probably had only 4 members who all wore similar headbands.